In the aftermath of Hurricane Andrew, a team of engineers, architects, wind damage experts, and representatives from the federal government gathered to sift through the wreckage and to determine what caused the destruction of so many homes in the Miami area. They discovered that most of the damage to single-family homes could have been prevented by making simple modifications and adding safety features. The good news is that you can make most of these improvements yourself with readily available materials and without much cost. All you need is the right information to get the job done. We've created this program to help you make your home safer during windstorms. You can get even more information from your local emergency management agency and the local Red Cross chapter. I strongly urge you to do these projects now, while you have the time. Your life may depend on it.
In this tape, we're going to show you how to take a few steps that could prevent the destruction of your home.
We're going to show you what we've done with our home, which is a pretty typical structure for the East Coast. There's no way to prevent all structure failures in a windstorm, but you can reduce the chances of a total failure by examining a few key areas of your home and making the recommended improvements.
Before making any major modifications to your home, though, check with your local building officials, architects, or engineers. They can recommend the right materials and tell you what you need to do.
During a windstorm, the force of the wind pushes against the exterior surfaces of your home. That force is passed along from your roof to the exterior walls and finally to the foundation. Failures occur when the energy from the wind can't be transferred to the ground.
The first thing you need to know is what type of roof you have. This is a wood frame gabled roof. The area at each end of the roof is the gable end. This vertical surface takes a beating during a windstorm, and in many houses there is no place for that wind energy to go.
Most houses use a truss system in the attic to support the roof. Sheets of plywood are nailed to the truss system, and the roofing material is attached to the plywood. During a windstorm, the wind puts pressure on all of these surfaces. Now, if we take a look at how the roof is constructed, you'll notice that the only thing stabilizing the truss system is this plywood on top.
We're going to inspect various parts of the attic to see if any preventative measures need to be taken.
While working in your attic, you should wear clothing that covers your skin, a hat, eye protection, and a dust mask. If your attic is not floored in, be very careful to only walk on the wood joists or temporarily install boards to support you.
Our roof is constructed with these large A-frame trusses. As you saw earlier, in most cases, these are only supported by the nails used to attach the roof sheathing. This may not be enough to hold the roof structure together during a windstorm.
In this area, truss bracing has been used to reinforce the roof structure. 2x4s have been installed perpendicular to the truss system to provide more wind load resistance. Now, to add truss bracing, install 2x4s 18 inches from the roof ridge, halfway down the roof, and then just above the eaves. Use 2-inch, 14-gauge wood screws to secure the bracing. 2 screws at each truss works best. Overlap the ends of the 2x4s between 2 trusses. To reinforce the gable end, install diagonal braces. Attach 2x4s to the truss at the top and the bottom. Attach each 2x4 so that it forms an X that spans at least 4 trusses. Secure the braces at each truss. Before you consider installing truss bracing, contact a local architect, engineer, professional builder, or remodeler, and have them make recommendations for your particular situation.
There are a few other areas in your attic to consider. Check to see if hurricane straps have been used in the construction of your home. You'll find them connecting the trusses to the exterior walls. In some cases, they can be added if you don't have them. Check with your local government building officials for more information.
While you're in your attic, notice how the sheathing material or plywood on your roof is attached to the trusses. As you can see here, many of the large nails that should have gone into this 2x4, they've missed. Now, these nails are used to attach the shingles or roofing material, so you don't have to worry about those. But if most of the large nails have missed the truss, you may want to consider having the sheathing properly installed when you replace your shingles in the future. That wraps things up here in the attic. Let's move downstairs.
The exterior walls, doors, and windows are the protective shell of your home. A breach of that shell can be very hazardous during windstorms. As the wind picks up, any loose items in the yard take flight. Screened enclosures usually fail early on. As the wind intensifies, the shingles begin to lift and plants and trees are uprooted. Unprotected doors finally give way and the wind is inside the house, pushing the structure from within. Poorly attached window coverings may give way, exposing windows to flying debris. As the pressure builds, the garage door fails, allowing the full force of the storm inside. The results are devastating. You may not be able to do anything about the walls of your home, but you can protect and reinforce what may be the weak links in your home's protective shell, doors and windows.
This damage was caused by flying debris that crashed through sliding glass doors, French doors, and windows. These homes may have collapsed, at least in part, because the garage door broke free from its tracks and allowed uncontrolled wind pressure inside.
In this house, we have a double garage door, a double entry door, and lots of windows. Let's tackle these double doors first. Most double doors have an active and an inactive door. Check to see how the inactive door is secured to the header and the threshold. If there's nothing holding that door secure, you should add reinforcing pins to the top and bottom of the door. Check with your local home building supplies retailer to find out what type of bolt system will work with your door. Some door manufacturers provide kits manufactured specifically for their doors. Be sure to install the pins according to the manufacturer's instructions. You can use this technique for any double entry door system. Keep in mind that doors with windows, like French doors, will need additional protection from flying debris. We'll show you how to do that in a few minutes. The door bolt material should cost from $10 to $40 depending on the size and finish you select.